So this is actually a really good question, and it helps me bring in some new knowledge that I now have between that video and this one today. To answer your question, yes, you can use these priority boxes. The one I was talking about in the video is called literally the shoe box. It looks just like this, and it turns into this shape. As you can see from the boots from the original video, they just wouldn't have fit in this type of like box, especially trying to keep the shape and everything. Now going back to it, I still wouldn't have been able to put it into this box, but what I can do was put it into this one. And now you're gonna think, how can those boots fit into this box? But we're gonna do something called transforming the box, giving it a different shape, and then you can put more things in here. What I like to do is I like to bend this box. This box is the 15 by 12 by 3.12, and it's one of the ones that you can get free from USPS.com. So I like to bend it at the folds right here. So I'll bend it like this. You can also fit a whole shoe box into one of these doing this method. Fold it like so, then you grab the other side and you're gonna fold it to this flap as well. Folding it. You wanna do both sides. It's like easier to handle. And then that little narrow thing now turns into something that looks like, if I get the shape right, like this. See how it's much bigger? You can see my whole head through this thing. Now the boots probably would have fit in this. That probably would have been a better option. But since things go by weight and dimensions and all that stuff on eBay, because it's sold on eBay, if that would have sold on Poshmark, I could have used this large priority box and I would have been totally fine. But because everything goes based off of weight and dimensions, and I was still learning at the time when I listed those boots, I didn't really set the weight and dimensions correctly. I was still learning. I'm not gonna lie. That I could have probably used a large mailing box and then like transformed it to make it much smaller. That could have been another option. So these boxes I showed you guys aren't flat rate boxes, meaning that they, no matter what goes in there, no matter what they weigh, everything goes for a flat rate. These, you can transform them. They go based off of weight and dimensions. So you can transform them. You can change them up in a little bit of ways. Box like this, the medium flat rate ones, or I think there's like large flat rate and like the flat rate envelopes and all that stuff. You can put as much as you can in here as long as it seals without transforming. So that's the difference. And that's why I didn't use this one, because this one goes for a flat rate. On eBay, like I said, things go by weight and dimensions because that's how I set up my shipping. You can also charge a flat rate, but I go based off of weight and dimensions. It's the best deal for the customer and myself. All this method from Wagon Trail Adventures, and I've been using it ever since. This narrow thing turns into this when you make those small changes. I just have one more example as to when priority boxes might not be able to help you when shipping some shoes. So there are instances like bigger shoes like these boots that I still have to list, where though none of these boxes that I showed you would help. You would either have to transform it, stack two on top of each other, do little transformations like that, or buy boxes yourself. Like I know some shoe resellers like the Ethan Banks buys boxes for his bigger boots like this or stuff like that. You could definitely check out his stuff to see what he gets. Priority boxes work for almost all shoes, but there are cases like boots where you might have to find a different type of box. I hope that answers your question.